Let's do it. Let's let's do the thing. Huh? We've all been waiting. It's been not quite 24 hours. Everybody is ready. Already 26 people here. Yep. That's what I kind of figured was fitting to happen. How's everybody doing? Let me blow up the chat so I can see it. So that's too much, Charles. I can't say it. Hey, Bex, way to go, Ekblad. I see. Jameson, you're just here for Trey's jokes. Yeah, exactly. Toronto snitched. They need the division bad, Steven. Yeah, Beck says, I think Zito drugged Eckblad's protein shake, so he had an excuse not to pay him off this season. Oh, well, yeah, imagine if we didn't have Jones. Well, we did survive when Ekblad injured earlier, but that was with Kulikov at the top. That's not optimal. Yeah, another Zito masterclass of getting us a discount, right? No, we're still going to. Why would anybody be worried that we can't finish first in the division now? We're still at worst what we were before we got Jones, and maybe Jones is a little bit better than Ekblad. I think we're fine. We're fine. Why would this? Obviously, you want Ekblad on the ice during the playoffs, but I wouldn't worry about this at all. I wouldn't be worried about this at all. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think James said I saw Dwork said Marchand might play, but Maurice said he's still in his rehab. Yeah, I don't think he can play. Yeah. Hey, Dragon Slayer. Ekblad's timing. That's the thing, Hungry. I mean, how do you do it? How do you do it, Aaron? How? Just how? Steven says it was so accidental, he should say what he took so others don't make the same mistake, unless it was something he got in the mail from like Hims or Blue Chew. It was a Blue Chew. That's the rumor. Let's start that rumor. It was a tainted Blue Chew. Or it was a Blue Chew, what are they? Do they got like Mega Extreme or something like that? That's what it was. It was a Mega Extreme tainted Blue Chew. I says Eckblad just wanted a vacation before the playoffs. He knows what he took. I mean, his wife was a doctor. Yeah, pretty much. I haven't heard if we called up Bornford or not. I mean, Balinskis will be in, so it's basically nothing different other than just pretend we didn't get Jones and then pretend Eckblad is Jones or Jones is Eckblad, and it's the same defense. Yeah, Vincent. Eckblad is famous now, right? Oh, man. I don't know, Ken. I don't think it made him faster. Well, maybe the performance-enhancing drug might have, but it's supposed to not make you faster, right? Huh. Maybe that's what he thought we meant when we kept saying he's too slow. Maybe his wife said he's too slow. I don't know. We're getting personal now. But point is that don't be a dummy. And how do you make that mistake? Like in this moment before the playoffs in a contract year, how do you make this mistake? Is Brad Marchand my favorite player? No, definitely, most definitely not, Matthew. But I'm happy we've got him. Happy we got him. JC says, I'm not saying there's a correlation, but sure as a coincidence that my drug dealer's been arrested. That's the question, David, is now what are the odds of him coming back even if we win it all again? That's what Eckblad's probably asking himself right now is, did he screw up? You know, we don't know how Viola and Sifu and Zito took all of that whole situation. So, yeah, RJ says this is something only Eckblad can do. Well, yeah, and the best part is the last guy to get busted doing this was Schmidt. So we got both guys. It's fantastic. Vincent says Eckblad's fast in the bed, just slow on the ice. I'm pretty good, Ted. I feel pretty good. I actually got to the gym this morning, so I'm pretty much back to normal. Pretty much back, which is sad. Sorry about that. I'm back to normal, right? Am I excited for tonight, Matthew? I mean, if he was going to play, it might have a little bit more something to it, right? I assume he's just going to like take a warm up lap or whatever like that, and they can have he can do all the crying, and they can have the video montage. I would assume that's what they would do, right? Because we're not going to play him again. But who knows? Who knows what Boston is going to do? Hey, Mr. Vids. Yes, Vashi says Forsling better not block shots now. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, that's what Damien's saying. I bet he took it for his injury and then they found out. That's what happened, right? I don't know, man. It just, some of the stuff that's on those lists is pretty stupid. But then there's some things that guys just can't take if you're not going to have everybody taking it, But, I mean, like the football players, man. These guys all of a sudden come back from Achilles surgery in like 2.5 months. Come on, man. There's only so much stretching and calf raises are going to do. You're getting help. You know what I mean? There's help for that stuff. It's got to be what's going on. JC says, all I'm getting from this is Microsoft went down 4 points, rendering Eckblad's value at 5 years at $3 million. If at this point, Hungry says, I'll say it again, asthma medications are on the PED list. That's wild. Eyes, he took a blue chew for an injury. Depends on the injury. Eyes, if you've ever had an extremely excited woman in a certain position, their injuries can and will happen. Injuries can and will happen. Tim says, damn it, I wish Ekblad was tested last week. Zito could have used his cap for another player and piss off the league anymore. I wonder if you would think that would be a loophole, though, right? You would think that if a team lost a guy for a suspension due to this, that imagine if the rule was you couldn't use his LTIR, Ted, we're just cracking a joke that maybe Ekblad just got a tainted blue chew. Because somebody suggested maybe he should just admit what it was so somebody else doesn't take the same thing. And so I said maybe he doesn't want to admit it. Maybe it's, maybe it's a special package from Hims. Sfashi says, besides Bournefoot, who's the other option in the AHL? Don't forget, I mean, Balinskis is still playing, so we've got our normal guys. The next guy up, I would assume, might be Matt Kierstead. I believe he's still with us. If we had to get deeper than Bournefoot, I would think maybe Kierstead would come up, but that's getting pretty deep on him. That's getting pretty deep. Yeah, hey, Rosado. Yeah, he's saying the same thing, Kierstead. JC. Oh my God, the role of Trey will be played by JC today. Yeah, Blue Chew should sponsor the video, right? And that's the thing, his wife's a doctor, right, Damien? It's like it's a little fishy. Communist says it's 20 games for the first time and it's 60. Yes, you're correct. Right. Am I worried about our lack of assets in the future? No. I get where some people might be, but I would venture a guess, depending on what happens this playoff run, what happens, that maybe this summer, but probably maybe the following summer. I think you might see us move Verhage for some picks and just give Samoskevich that spot. It depends on how fast Samoskevich develops. Not that I want to get rid of Verhage, not that we would have to, but if we were going to start moving guys for picks, I would think that would be the guy that we would move at some point, but not yet. No, we won't be able to make a lot of the moves in the future. That's true. That's true. But with the cap going up, we should be able to continue to have a pretty solid team. And don't forget, with Bob's 10 million, if he doesn't keep another 10, if they don't renew him for 10 million, that's gonna put some money out there, and we got to find a goalie in that whole thing. So I think at this point I would feel foolish to worry about whatever Zito's plan is, right? I mean, look, we got Forsling off waivers, right? So I know it can't work out that way all the time, but I have confidence that they're going to be able to manage themselves through this. Yeah, no, I know. You're saying deadline deals. I get it. There's ways to work that stuff, though. There's ways to make that happen. That's what I'm saying about the deadline deals, Matthew, is that with the cap going up in years coming up, we won't be so hamstrung that we can't sign the players and free agency or re-sign our own players. Like this year, we really needed to replace guys that had left because we couldn't afford them. With the cap going up, we would have just been able to afford at least one of Montour or OEL and Stenlin, and then we wouldn't have had to make trades to replace them. You follow? Yeah, it's all Schmidt's fault, right? Hungry says, funniest thing I've seen so far was an Avs fan claiming we cheated after Nikushkin got popped for 50 games for drugs. I've seen some crazy takes. Rosado says, just sign Spencer when Bob becomes a free agent. That's a good question, Strafasi. About Uvis running the second power play. I thought about that, and I think you still might see – I think you'll see Jones and Schmidt. That would be my guess. But Uvis, we know Balinskis can run one. But I think at this point, I think you'll see Jones and Schmidt. Read up about Schmidt. Yeah, it's all Schmidt's fault. He's the culprit. What else did I miss? He was the last player to be suspended for PEDs. Fast forward, he comes here and boom, one of our players get popped. Well, you're going to start a campaign to get the Panthers to let Jaws bang the drum before a playoff game. Holy hell, that would be sweet. Problem is, half the arena would leave. But I'd have a great time watching them leave. What the hell was the question? Oh, I know what you're saying about Schmidt, but nah. I have the culprit. Now, I mean, Jones just got here. Jones just shows up. He's the obvious person that would take Ekblad's job, and suddenly Ekblad fails a drug test. I'm just saying. Maybe it's Jones and Schmidt together, right? Because if you knock Ekblad out, right, maybe they want to re-sign Schmidt too. Maybe it's the two of them working together. Is it too late to snag OEL? No, we're good. We're good. Gators, Tim says number 5 will be gone after this year. Zito owes nothing, not his guy. I mean, this hurts the chances. It's certainly, if you're Eckblad, how do you go back to him now and say anything but just whatever you're willing to pay me? Marchand is on the ice. Rosado, very cool. You're going to send me a Bluetooth care package, eyes. No, we're good in that department over here. I haven't. I've gotten plenty of the other 53-year-old symptoms, but that one I haven't. I haven't had to worry about that just yet. Vincent says Eckblad has experience of tripping himself enough. He doesn't need help. Marchand's on the ice. That's good. Hey, Alechka. I says, I've seen Oilers fans saying the team should have the cup taken away. The whole team was on drugs during the finals. Ekblad's name should be taken off. They only lost because we cheated. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's funny. Oilers fans are saying Panthers cheated the whole time. I mean, bring one Oilers fan come to this chat and say that. You guys can eat them alive. You have my permission. Anybody come to this chat saying that shit, I'll just let it ride. Okay. Now there's stupid, and then there's just completely certifiably insane, like Quinn. All right. Now Hooper was stupid. You don't go in the water in a shark cage with that shark in the water. Quint was certifiable. Okay? Freaking the boat is breaking down. The shark is chasing you. Slow the hell down. Dumbass. Hungry says the cope is real with the Oilers fans. Wait till they don't even make the finals again. That's hysterical. That is hysterical, man. Bex, but no one can beat the greatest hockey player in the world, McDavid. Only way is if they cheated. Hey, Cuban, you did, and we did. So there you go. And look, the thing about it, Cuban, is that as soon as he went into the player assistance program, he was kind of going to be untradeable until he had done all his time and come all the way back and played in the NHL and showed he could do it, right? Nobody was going to touch him without him proving he could play in the NHL again. I don't think. So what the point is that last summer we thought about moving him, but what were we going to get for a guy that had that, in that position? Yeah, you remember John saying trade Bobrovsky so he's slowing down Spencer's progress. The second part of that is technically true. Bobrovsky did slow down Spencer's progress. Not saying it was the wrong move anymore, but that's when Bobrovsky had like a 3.98 goals against and a 400 save percentage. Yeah, it was insane. That might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but not by much. He was bad those first 2 years. Like bad goals, like just normal ass regular goals. He'd just be off the angle and be like, "Oh, damn, I missed." It was bad. Olechka, are we still in good shape on defense with Ekblad gone? I think we're going to be better. Because we could be so much better than 1 goal in 4 games, right, Jaws? We're okay. Jones will do everything Ekblad does. Maybe he'll do it a little bit faster. We'll be fine. We know Kulikov can play with Mikkola. Jake says, no, we're not. Can you say we're not? Well, I may have, when I said maybe you're saying that to being better. I was kind of being a little bit sarcastic. But I think we're fine. I don't see what, it's just like it was before we got Jones. Only Eckblad or Jones is in Eckblad's spot. That's the way I look at it. I don't think that. It's not like Balinskis is awful. You know what I mean? It's not like we're suddenly putting Jakob Kindle out there on the bottom pair. The kid's played all year. We've been in first place. Jake says, do people really think he was bad this season? Really? Are you talking about Ekblad? I'm not saying Eckblad was bad. I'm saying Jones and Ekblad are pretty much the same. For our purposes. People up above might be saying Ekblad was bad. He was fine. But of course, now maybe we know why he was fine. Right? But supposedly it was just for the injury. And so who knows how that stuff goes. But Svashi says, I think Uvis is fine or above average. Yeah. It's not like Uvis is just going to suddenly, cost us. It's not perfect. Obviously, you want Ekblad for the playoffs. But I think we'll be fine defensively. The structure to this system is, remember when Bornfoot played with Belinskas? It was a little bit shaky, but it wasn't like we all of a sudden were giving up 5 goals a game. When the team starts playing like this, how they have these last 6 games, it's like a machine, right? It's just like they're just like a machine. So, well, iDog, yeah, Schmidt did look a lot better with Kulikov. That's completely agreeable because Schmidt was on his right side. That's what apparently Maurice said. Because I noticed it too. All of a sudden, it looked like Schmidt could skate. I'm like, wow, what the hell? And then somebody here mentioned that Maurice mentioned that he was now on his right side. So it was, I guess he goes back to the left side. So, really, to me, the thing that I'm most disappointed about is I would have liked Kulikov to continue to play a little bit less minutes so he's fresher for the playoffs. Now, here's a question for you. Here's a question. Since you got Jones, and I think I already know the answer everybody's going to give, although I don't know. But since you got Jones and he's new, now there's 2 options here. Now, we've already played Kulikov with Forsling, and that was palatable. Yeah, Jake, his wife was a doctor. That's true. So Jones and Mikkola are not going to really get to be able to develop any chemistry, but now Jones and Forsling are going to develop chemistry. So if Jones and Forsling are lights out, and it's like, oh my God, this is fantastic. If Jones and Forsling are sweet, good to go, when Ekblad comes back, do you put him back with Forsling or you put him with Mikkola? I'm just saying. Because Jones being the new guy, it was kind of important him having this time to develop chemistry with his partner. And now, what do you get? 3 games with Mikkola? Just makes me wonder. Of course, Ekblad's Ekblad would have played with Mikkola at some point during shifts and everything. Greg, you say put him back with Gus? Yeah, I wanted to just see what everybody thought about that. Beck says, I think a lot of D-line changes throughout the rest of the season to see how people match up, right? Communist depends on if we're winning. That's what I mean. It's going to be, and of course, then it just goes into next year in terms of if Jones and Forsling looks good now. Ekblad really, in the contract season, man, damn. Kenneth says, make him line 3. You'd like that, wouldn't you, Kenneth? Shafashi says, put Ekblad with Mikkola. Vincent says, I don't like Mikkola. I don't know what I would do. I don't know. Because we know Forsling can cover for Ekblad, but Ekblad's been okay. He's been better this year, I think, than he was last year. I think he looked like he was moving a lot better this year, but maybe there's a reason why he was moving better this year. Right? I hate to say that, but dude passed he failed the drug test. I don't know how to feel about that. Hey, Cuban, thank you, bud. Thank you, Cuban. He says Eckblad is done with the Cats unless he takes only $5 million. Is that $1 million per for 5 seasons? He's going to have to take a discount because we got to sign Bennett. Damien says Balinskis is with Schmidt. Thank you. Missing Ekblad does hurt the locker room. There's no doubt there. I mean, that part is true. That part is true. Well, Matthew, I don't think he's not going to be getting that kind of money from us next season. I would fall right out of my chair if we paid him. Put it this way. If we somehow let Bennett walk and then gave Ekblad money, I don't know how I would feel about that. But it would make for a fun live stream because I know most of you would be pissed off. No, I get what you're saying, Matthew. But if he takes 5 years at $4 million per, right? Yeah. Who said that? That was Beck. Says prioritize Bennett over Ekblad, especially after this. Yeah, I feel bad for the kid. I know he's an adult and responsible and all of that shit. I get all that part, but I know I give him a lot of shit. But the truth is nobody gives more effort. Okay, he may not be the fastest dude on the team, but nobody gives more effort, right? And it's like in a contract year, he was playing well. He's just doing what he's doing to try to stay healthy and the injuries have got to be adding up on the dude. And it's just like, shit happens in life. Sometimes you make choices and you just cross your fingers that it's going to work out. And pretty much most of the time it does. And then every once in a while, shit, you get caught. And I kind of just feel like that's what happened here. Although you got to know you're going to have to take the piss test. So I seen some people making comments that somehow the masking agent these guys would take got screwed up or something like that. But you can't tell me he's the only guy that only him and Nate Schmidt in the last 7-8 years have. I don't know about that. That's hard for me to swallow. Beck says, watching an interview with Paul yesterday on Marchand and whatnot, his attitude seemed a bit more serious than normal. I think he found out the news by that point and was pissed. That's a good point, Bex. That's a good point. Yeah, he had his lips a little bit. He was doing that thing where he purses his lips. It's a good point. Craig says, did it to be on the ice. A bunch of older dudes did it, right? So somebody asked me, it's true though, right? Who do we want in round one? I'm not going to sit here and say I want anybody. Pittsburgh. Yeah. Can Pittsburgh go on a hot streak, win 15, 17 straight, and get the 8th seed? I'll take Pittsburgh round one. Thank you. Yeah. That'll make Trey happy too. Right? Whichever team is in the lowest possible standings that could make the 8th seed by winning the rest of their games and sneak in accidentally because they got hot at the right time, that's the team I want to play. Or anyone not named Tampa. Oh, you meant in the draft. Oh, God, you're asking the wrong guy. That's the one blind spot I have. I don't do the draft stuff. I don't really know enough about the prospects. A few of the guys here know that stuff, but I just don't have the time to tend to that the way that I should. Maybe one day when I'm good and famous and I'm on TSN and I can say shit like the Panthers are struggling, I will. For those of you who are members, I got a good little segment on the members podcast coming today about something I saw on TSN this morning that just literally, I almost frisbeed my laptop. It was insane. So, yeah, Matthew, I'm not even going to go over that, Matthew. I love you, brother, but I've explained that 10 times why I don't want Tampa. So one of you members tell Matthews why I don't want Tampa. I've explained it on the recaps. I've explained it on the members podcast. I don't. It's smart to not want the Lightning in the first round. We would have to be idiots to want them in the first round. Toronto Sports Network, right, Jameson? Like, I don't think they watch anything else. I don't think they watch anything else. Yeah, great. Well, for me, it's not so much Vasti, although that don't help either. It's like I got my reasons besides Vasti. For me, it's just like, because of our situation, having played so much hockey these last 3 years, no team since the 80s Oilers have made 3 Stanley Cup finals in a row with 82-game seasons. There's a reason for that. Now, do you want to play Columbus in the first round or to be beat to shit by Tampa in the first round and escape in Game 7 with everybody's got bumps and bruises and broken bones we don't know about from blocking shots, right? Let Toronto play, or Toronto can go through that in the first round, and whoever survives that bloodbath can get us in the second round after Columbus, right? Or whoever else. That's my only reasoning, is because if you win the division, now you're playing Toronto or Tampa. If you finish in second place, you are then playing Tampa and Toronto for the most likely. And that, to me, that's the difference between, even if we make it through those series, to me, the physicality difference would be the difference between being able to finish it up in the Stanley Cup Finals or not. Again, that's kind of how I'm seeing it. You know, is just like win the division, which is why Ekblad doing this now. I mean, I still feel like we can win the division, but before he got hurt, before he did what he did, he's not hurt again. We're just so used to him being hurt. But before this happened, I felt really good. Now I'm like, we should be, right? Going to find out Thursday. Thursday's the first head-to-head. Now, we're 2 points ahead, same number of games. We play tonight. Toronto doesn't play again until they play us Thursday. So they're going to be rested, okay, and at home. So that's definitely one advantage. But if we can get 2 points tonight and we can beat them in regulation on Thursday, we'll be 6 points up. Toronto will only have 1 game in hand. So Thursday's game is really the biggest one of the 3, in my opinion, because if we can win that game, we really put Toronto in a rough spot to try to catch us at that point. Kenneth says, once you're up 1-0 on series versus Columbus, that's when you breathe. Yeah. I mean, no disrespect to Columbus, right? No, I mean, look, they're a good young team. They're up and coming. Well, we're the champs for a reason, and we're going to, we're champs for the reason. And we're going to ride that as long as it takes us, long as we still can. Hey, Frank. What? Forsling, and I can't read that. My eyes are really bad right now. Forsling and Barkov tested positive for decaduraboling. What is decaduraboling? I know it's going to be a good joke, Frank, but I don't know what it is. That's a good point, Communist. Columbus might take the divisional spot from New Jersey. Let me look at that. Then it's New Jersey versus us. I'd still rather play Columbus. I mean, I know the Devils are kind of screwed and and all of that. But how far out are they? Because Columbus doesn't have an easy schedule either. I mean, they're 4 points out, but they got 2 games in hand. Wow. Devils are really strong. I mean, they've won a game. They're only 4-6 in the last 10. I think maybe the Devils can keep that spot. I mean, I know the Blue Jackets got 2 games in hand, but they're oh well, shit. Jackets at Devils today at 7:00. There you go. That's gonna go a huge way. That's gonna go a huge long way to deciding that. They play tonight. Go figure. Snap says, why is the league waiting until there's 18 games left to announce the suspension to have Ekblad miss the first 2 games in the playoffs? Well, I don't know the answer to that, but here's what I'll say. I think that's the way it should be. And why I say that is because if you do something this stupid, the way I looked at it is like game 1 in the playoffs, we're going to be at home, right? Unless the roof drops out, we're going to be at home game 1 in the playoffs. So, it's going to be the whole welcome back, your Stanley Cup champions, and they're going to have all the introductions and whatever they're going to do special, they're going to do special that night. You test positive for PEDs at this point right now, you don't deserve to be on that ice when that show goes down, when that whole thing goes down. Now, that's the hard ass in me, right? On the other half, I'm like, let him in the building. Can you put him in a box seat? Can you give him his own suite, right? Can you let him in the building, hang out in his own suite so everybody can wave at him? I got mixed feelings about that, but I don't know when they do the tests and all of that. I mean, he just came back from that injury not all that long ago. So who knows how long it takes from the time that they give the test and then they get the result. I assume they're going to double check the result and everything like that. I'm sure they retest. They keep the sample, they retest. I would assume that. And then they inform the team. Hey, Andrew. So let me scroll up because I missed a few things here. Beck says, Marchand enters Florida Panthers room. Man, it feels good to be here. One day later, assistant captain pops PED. Marchand, shit. Hey, by the way, do we give out an A? No, Hughes unfortunately is out for the year. Yeah, Hughes is done. That's my question. Yeah, Beck says, I read somewhere that if you're on suspension for 20 games, you aren't allowed in the practice facility. If that's true, when he comes back, he's going to be out of sync and rusty. Well, I'm sure they've got places that they can practice. I think you're just not allowed in your team's facilities. So he's going to have places he can go train, and maybe he'll go wherever sometimes if he goes anywhere in the off season. I'm sure there's some place he's going to be able to skate. It's just not going to be, a professional level rink, right? Or maybe there's the colleges down there. The colleges got rinks, I would assume. Maybe one of the colleges down there can let him practice there. That I would assume that would be legal, right? Sunswine says, I doubt the NHL CBA would withhold and sit on drug test results. It is in their best interest to disclose it immediately to show that their testing procedures catch it quick. Right. So you figure, I mean, even if 3 days, right? If you pee on Monday and they know the result on Wednesday, I'm sure with a negative result, they're going to go back and take another sample of the sample that they already took. And then maybe another 2 days to test that at most, talking 5-6 days. So from the day you piss to the day the team gets the call, 5 days, 7 days. I would assume that if you test positive, they're going to retest the same sample just to be sure. Right? That seems like it would make sense to me. He's not even listening to the Panthers website roster. Damn. That's hard, man. That's hard. Right, he has the A for the draft pick in the time he's been here. Yeah. I says, imagine if it really was Blue Chew. Who knows what's on those lists? Like somebody was saying, asthma medication apparently is on there. I remember in football, somebody got dinged for something that was really stupid. And I don't remember what the substance was. And it was a few years ago, but I think somebody got dinged for something that like even like the players and the coaches were like, what? We're not allowed to use that. I can't remember what it was. I seem to remember something about that. Shafasi, yeah, I agree. I agree there about Ekblad and the A. But do you think they probably so wait a minute. Now there's no Kachuk, right? And there's no Ekblad. Are they going to pass out at least an A? Are they going to pass out an A? Who's left? Who's left? Yeah, give the A to Bennett or Forsling, right? Yeah, they got to pass out an A to somebody. I just thought about that. That's a good point. It's a good, yeah. Shafashi says Bennett or Forsling. I'd probably give it to Forsling if he wants it. Forsling is kind of a quiet guy, but yeah, you got to have it. You got to put an A out there somewhere, right? Forsling, Reinhardt, or Bennett. I think those are the three. iDog, one of those three. Yeah. Thank you, Eyes. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. I says at the morning skate, they had a road cone out there on the ice to show support for Ekblad. That was beautiful. Oh man. Trey would be proud, Eyes. Trey would be proud. It's the A. That's the problem, Ken. Right? Yeah. We have no A. The Panthers have no A. Who would I start the Panthers first? The lines in the playoffs, traffic cone chirp. Who would I start game? Well, if everybody is healthy, great, White. I would go Barkov, Reinhardt, Verhaeghe, Bennett, Kachuk, Samoskevich, Lundell, Marchand, Rodriguez, Luosterainen, Sturm, Boquist. It was me. If it was my call, that's what I would start with if everybody was healthy. Hey, Andrew. Trey, he works a lot of late night shifts now, so it's tough for him to get up at this point in the morning. Plus, he sends me messages. He's got like 2 or 3 women living with him now. He's a very busy man. He's a very busy man. I'm just seeing if he's watching. Which, by the way, I saw yesterday. I think it was on the Florida Panthers channel. I think it was. I don't know if it was Florida Panthers or if it was Georgia Florida Hockey Now, but I think they had a typo in the thumbnail. Did anybody else see that? Did anybody else see that and know what typo I'm talking about? Because I read it and then I put on my glasses again. I can't say what it says, and I read it again. I'm like, oh, that's got to be a typo. There's got to be a typo. I want to see if nobody knows what I'm talking about. Let me see if it's even still there. Let me see if they fixed it and if it's still there or not, because it was outright hysterical. Florida Hockey Now. I think it might have been George. Oh, look at that. No, let me go to the channel. Let's see. No, that doesn't look like. Let me come back to the chat and see if anybody knows. No. All right, hold on. Let me see if maybe it's on the Florida Panthers channel. Either that or he changed the let me see. Either that or he changed the thumbnail. Yeah. Oh yeah, they fixed it. They fixed it. So the new thumbnail says, as soon as we added him to the group chat, he was chirping. So it's the Florida Panthers video, Sam Bennett on Brad Marchand acquisition, and the thumbnail now says, as soon as we added him in the group chat, he was chirping. Yesterday, when they published the video, it said, as soon as we added him to the group chat, he was chimping. CHIMPING. I should have taken a screenshot. I really should have taken a screenshot, but I was rushing to do something, and I checked it twice, and they fixed the thumbnail. I don't know what chimping is. That's why I did a double take. I'm like, what's chimping? Is that some new slang I don't know about? How does one chimp? What is that? I don't think so, JC. Not if it's a couple of white guys. It was obviously an accident. Throwing feces. Maybe like talking shit, right? Kenneth, like maybe talking shit, something like that. I thought maybe it was something like monkeying around. I don't know. But I wish I would have taken a screenshot, but I didn't think about it at the time. And I was just wondering if anybody else caught it. Hey, thank you, Great White. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Great White. Appreciate that, my friend. Much appreciated, man. If you have to ask, you can't afford it. JC says, don't know about chimping, but I do know about gumping it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I want to know. Oh my God. I wish I would have taken a screenshot. I don't know why. Usually I see something like that, my brain just immediately takes screenshots. But I didn't do it. I wish I would have. I just wonder how long it. Oh, I wonder if anybody in the comments noticed it and then they deleted it, but I wonder if they didn't delete the comment. Everybody in the comments. Damn, video's got 30,000 views. Let's see. I'm just curious. No, I'm not seeing it. No, doesn't look like either. If anybody caught it in the comments, they didn't leave the comment out. Hungry says that's some deep internet lore that JC is dropping. Yeah, that's okay. Stands and waves at the crowd. I ain't even gonna look it up. I'm pretty sure I don't want to know. I'm pretty sure that's probably too young for my old ass. Right? Where the hell is the string? There you go. Get back where you belong. Anyway, so what are we? Oh, hey, thank you, Great White. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Great White. Yeah, let's get 2 points tonight. Oh, which, by the way, hey, Bente, I'll answer that question in 1 second. Thank you again, Great White. Recap is back tonight. Recaps have a sponsor now. So in order to facilitate the sponsor, I don't want to interrupt the game portion. So it will be intro, song, short pregame, ad, and then the whole game like it normally is. I kind of didn't want to put sponsors in the recaps, but it's a good sponsor, and it's a good way you guys can support the channel and won't cost you any money. It's free. It's free. You do something for free, I get money. So when you see the ad and you see the call to action, please just do it, and then answer the phone when they call. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And I get. Kyle and I will be eating. Okay, if enough of you do it within the next couple of weeks. So yeah, I wanted to get something where I didn't want you guys to have to buy more stuff. You guys give us enough money. So this is something that you guys can do. It's free. And so yeah, so we're gonna put those in the recaps. And I'll make a couple of new ads. I couldn't have a whole lot of fun with it the way I did with Manscaped, because it's kind of a more serious sponsor. But I did the best I could. The B-roll is good. It's good B-roll for the most part. So yeah, I think you guys will be okay with it. Yeah. Kenneth, is it? I don't think so. Because it's well, I'll just tell you. It's Southern New Hampshire University. So, but it's a purely online school. So I'm going to assume that you guys in Canada have the internet. I think you guys are up to that speed right now. So I think you guys should be good, right? Except I don't know about Edmonton. It seems like the Oilers people out there, it seems like maybe they haven't caught on too much. So I'm kidding, Oilers fans. Don't get butthurt. Except those of you who say we cheated. I can't believe they're saying we cheated. That's why we won the cup. It's like, that's like the most, it's like a Saturday Night Live skit. It's like a spoof. It's like, come on now. You can't possibly really mean that, Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Kenneth. Yeah, I appreciate that. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. It took them a little while for it all put together and get the approval and everything like that. I only had to recut one scene, but so that's going to be able to start tonight. Hey, I appreciate that, Taylor. Much appreciated. Yeah. So, and then the other thing is there was one more thing. It was important too. Damn it. There was something else that was really important, and now I can't remember what. Oh, don't forget Saturday and Sunday this week. So there's not going to be a noon on Saturday. We don't play Friday. So there's not going to be a noon on Saturday. Well, because we play Saturday, there's a noon on Sunday and a game on Sunday. We play on Sunday too. We got back-to-back this week. So don't forget that when you're planning your weekend, because I did. That's why I'm mentioning it, because I forgot, and I had some other kind of idea about something I was going to do, like go fishing, because it's going to be 70 degrees. And that, in fact, God has transpired against me. The first weekend it's 70 degrees for a couple of days in a row, and I could go fishing. There's hockey both days. But that's okay. And then I'll be back here Monday. Yeah, so the only day there won't be a noon is Saturday. That's the only day. And then Tom and I are not doing it this week because I'm still recovering from being sick. I'm okay now, but I don't want to do too much. But then next week, we're going to start being able to pick up some of the extra games, like the other games, Toronto games and Jackets and Tampa and stuff like that. We're going to be able to start picking that up. JC says, wake up early and go fishing. It's too cold. You got to understand, here in Maryland, high is 70, low at 38. It's still cold. And so there's like this 2-hour window when the sun gets to the right temperature and height and the temperature, and it gets 70 degrees. And this time of year, it's like 2 hours that the fish are like, holy shit, it's warm out here. Let's come. Oh, and let's see if we can eat something. And then as soon as it'll be 70 degrees at 5 o'clock. And by like 7, it'd be like 48. It just the bottom just drops out. So it's a short window opportunity, but I'll be with all of you during hockey, so that's okay. Kenneth says just need a portable stream and TV. I wish they make I think it's GoPro where you can, if you've got a good cell phone signal, you can stream from it. I never tried it. I don't have a GoPro anymore. I got the other one, the DJI. JC says, hear me out. Get Starlink and the generator, stream the game while fishing. Well, one thing I am going to do next week, though, is I'm going to bring, I'm charging it up now. Well, this is just where the hell is it? Hey, hold on a second. This is just the headgear. Where the hell's my camera? Huh? Where the hell's my camera? Hey, that's another piece of headgear. Where the freaking hell? All right, so now I got to find my, that's nice. Oh, there it is. It's in the case. It's all the way under here. The point I'm trying to make is next week I'm going to get the GoPro on, and I'm going to record while I'm fishing. I'll record the podcast. So you guys know how I used to go out there with the dogs and record the podcast. I'm going to try doing that once or twice a week while I'm fishing. So give you guys a little bit of something extra, a little bit of activity during the podcast, and not just have the blank picture there. So I'm going to start trying to do that a few times a week. And if it works out, I'll try to do it most every day, right? Because that would probably be pretty cool if I could pull that off, which I should. Little bit of extra editing and everything like that. But it'll make the podcast longer because I'll be out there fishing, right? You guys banned Starlink? Jeez. No, you got vlog. We don't know the substance. We don't know. I don't say I might have suggested that it was a tainted blue chew because he's too slow on the ice and too fast at home. Yeah, but that's just me. So nobody has to get in trouble for that except for me, and I'm already blocked by Ekblad, so it works. Metal says, what do I think the greatest goal in franchise history is? It was Billy Lindsay's. It was Billy Lindsay's. Now it's got to be Verhaeghe in overtime. It's got to be Verhaeghe in overtime. I mean, that's what started this whole thing here, right? It's just got to be. You know? I says, but what if someone sees you and asks, why is that man in the boat talking to himself? I'll be in my waders. I'll be in the waders. I don't get in the kayak all that often anymore. It hurts, man. I mean, I go every once in a while a little bit, but I like to fish for a couple of hours. And the last time I went in the kayak for 2 hours, when I got out, I mean, I had pulled a hamstring and pulled a groin because I was sitting still for too long. So I have full length waders on, and it's so much easier because the water is only 2-3 feet deep in most of the river anyway. So I put the waders on, I walk in, I go wherever I want. And then when I walk out, I take the waders off, I'm dry. I don't have to mess with the kayak or nothing. And I just go home. Only difference is this year, I think I'm going to be keeping the fish. Because in the years past, you guys, do you keep the fish? It's like, nah, when I'm starving, I'll keep the fish. Well, between the price of eggs and the fact that I could use the extra, I mean, it's money. Because from mid-May to mid-September, pretty much, if I wanted to, I could walk down there every night and catch dinner. It'd be too much mercury. Can't eat fish every single day, but If I wasn't worried about that, I could eat out of that river every day for 4 or 5 months. But I think this year I'll be keeping some of the because we catch some nice sized catfish out there. They're perfect. They're great eating. They're easy to cook, and they don't taste like catfish. The catfish in the river here, they're sweet because all they eat are perch, so they really taste like almost like snapper. Really. I says we need to get Blue Chew to advertise this channel. Great White. No, not Billy. Not Billy. Eckblad has blocked me. I was saying that about Ekblad. I says pulled the groin, must have been too much Blue Chew. You know what it was, Eyes? It was really, really super windy that day. But I had promised Matthias we would go. And so we put in and we just made the little left-hand turn. And there's about 150 yards of river before you go under this little bridge, and it narrows, and then there's no wind. Coming back, I was against the wind, and I had just like planted my legs, and I was just paddling, and I was like, I'm getting a good workout in, right? And then I guess because I was going against the wind, and I guess I planted my legs too heavy in the bottom of the boat, and when I got up, I was hurting for a couple of months, really. So Rosado's got a random Disney question. Wow, Rosado. Do I look like Kyle? Come on, kid. All right. Because Rosado's here on every stream, I will answer his question. Disney's biggest mistake was eliminating the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea ride. That was freaking cool. Yeah. Andrew says Blue Chew isn't healthy for you. Yeah, no, I know. It's not. I mean, it's just another name for Viagra. Like all that stuff is like the same stuff people have already been taking, and it gives you health problems and all sorts of garbage. So I didn't even know if I would want them as a sponsor. I say that, but then if they're going to pay me, pretty much, right? Bill says, so I think, all right, Andrew, appreciate it, bud. Bill says, do you think the Panthers will re-sign Brad Marchand even though he's hurt and will be a free agent at the end of the season? Probably not. I would be shocked because he wants to get paid. He wants to get paid, and there would just be no sense in doing that. Especially the only way we could afford it is Bennett left, and if Bennett left, hell, Marchand might go with him wherever they go. I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about that till right now. Wouldn't that be something if we lost Bennett and Marchand followed him wherever he went? Shit, I probably shouldn't have given him that idea. That was stupid. I should shut up. Great White. Yeah, that was a fantastic ride. The younger kids, they closed that in like 93. So like the younger kids never went on that ride. Don't know, man. It was a submarine at Disney World. It was a legitimate submarine at Disney World. What could be better than going on a submarine at Disney World? It was cool, man. It was so cold in there. Nah, Rosado, I gotta go with 20,000 Leagues, man. It was such a cool ride. You got into the sub, and then he went under the water, and it was pretty cool. They still have that ride at Disneyland? They still have it at Disneyland? I didn't know that. I did not know that. That's crazy. You wish you got the ride. Yeah, the 20,000 Leagues was cool. It's funny because that's the ride I remember as a kid. And when I met my ex-wife, I met her in like April of 93, whatever it was, 94. And I like bragging about, this ride at Disney, this was the best ride. It was the best ride. And we went for the first time. It was closed. It's closed. That's when it was just closed for refurbishment, and then it just never opened it up. So, all right, everybody, I got to roll. Thank you for all the super chats and support. Really genuinely appreciate it. Colin and I are doing our normal thing tonight. Obviously, I'm back to normal, so we're good to go that way. And then members podcast will be up in about a half hour, 20 minutes, half hour, however long it takes to upload. Now, for those of you, the few of you that are still over on Patreon, I've been trying to make sure I upload the members podcast to the Patreon as well. I don't see a whole lot of people watching it over there, but I'll try to continue to do that in case there's still somebody over there on Patreon that's interested in watching that. So, all right, everybody. Yeah, I appreciate that, Dad. I'm glad I'm feeling better too. So, hey, thank you, Great White. Thank you, bud. Almost missed it. Thank you, my friend. Much appreciated. Genuinely, man. Y'all are too much. Really helps out, obviously. I'm not sick anymore. We're ready for the playoffs. And let's go. Let's go. It won't be long before it's hockey every freaking night. It just won't be long.